I'm saying no in order to allow you to say yes. I've done this for long enough to know when I see a patient who is going to accept the change very, very quickly. That is very rare. I know when talking to the patients in the consultation which patients are going to take a little bit longer to catch up, which is very common. And then I know which patients are not going to accept the change. And that's when we say, look, come back, let's work on a few things, and then we'll come back and we'll deal with it. One of the hardest parts as a younger, less experienced dentist is saying no. And saying no sounds like one's being difficult. We always want to make our patients happy, and we think that by agreeing and saying yes to everything is actually going to make the patients happy. But sometimes saying no and not acting on something is actually acting on it. And the best example of this is when we have a patient who comes in for their trial smile appointment, which is around a 3 or 4 hour appointment, sometimes a full day appointment, where we go from their existing smile to their hand sculpted, totally bespoke design that I have made from scratch based on my understanding of the aesthetics and the function and the speech and what their wishes are and what I think suits them. And myself and my assistant will know that it looks damn good, but the patients will not be able to appreciate that immediately. And sometimes we show patient that on the day and they will be shocked, and we explain that beforehand. But what I do on that day is I refuse to make a single change to what we have just created. And I'm not being difficult, I'm not being lazy, but I'm actually doing the opposite of those things, because we've just taken someone from their comfort zone, whether they liked it or not. They didn't like where they were in the comfort zone, but it was with a smile that they were not happy with, but they were comfortable with it because it's been there for a long time. We've removed a patient from their comfort zone and put them into an uncomfortable zone with a smile that we know is actually better for them, but the patient's not in their comfort zone. And so the patient, when a patient says to me, this one looks long, this one looks round, or whatever it might be on the day, by making a change to make the patient more comfortable with what they're seeing, I will be reversing the progress that we have made with the smile, because I will be getting the patient back to a situation where I've created something that they're more comfortable with, which is then just getting them back to where they were, because that's where they're comfortable. So I always have to explain and make it very clear that I'll be taking you out of your comfort zone. I will not be making changes to take you closer to your comfort zone today. We'll be living with this for a week, maybe longer, and then after living with that, your comfort level will have increased and you will have been much more accepting of what's there, and you'll be more used to it, and you'll be in your own environment outside of the surgery. And at that point, we'll look at it again a week later with fresh eyes at my end, my assistant's end, and at your end. And that is when we will see what we could do to improve things. Because working on someone's smile for 4 hours, I'm probably a little bit tired too. And yes, maybe it is a little bit long. Maybe there was a couple of changes we needed to make. But giving that time allows a patient to become much more comfortable. And this not only goes for our patients, but also for the patient's relatives or friends or whoever they might be at home with or video calling. I say to patients, remember that you will be shocked, but so will everyone around you. It's like going to the hairdresser and suddenly going from black hair to blonde hair. Everyone you know is going to be like, whoa. Or from a man's perspective, if you have a beard for 20 years and then you remove that beard, people are not even going to recognize you. And that is exactly the type of emotion that people go through when we give them a trial smile. So it goes for everyone around the patient too. Do not allow those reactions to influence how you feel. Remember that I will make changes that I feel are appropriate to make, but after your comfort level has caught up. So I'm saying no in order to allow you to say yes. That's the message.